Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My hands though. I had so many requests to do some Halloween videos. Of course I'm gonna do Halloween videos. So this is my first one. This is Pennywise, if Pennywise met Bailey Vanderbeam. So this is my reimagined version of it. I also have a cold right now, so please mind my little stuffy nose. Oh, I just realized I didn't put anything on my nose. Let's just go ahead and add that. Okay, whoops, forgot the nose. This tutorial is super easy. I wanted to do something that you guys can actually achieve on Halloween. You know, this probably took me maybe an hour sitting here with the Prozade drying. You could use a blow dryer if you wanted to. But anyway, let's get into the tutorial because I'm tired of talking and listening to myself. So here we go. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Okay, bye. Alright, to start this tutorial, I am starting with a bare face. I am going to be using a barrier cream as my primer. You need a barrier cream to protect your skin from any adhesives you'll be using. I'm going to start off with a NYX Wonder Pencil. This is actually in the deepest shade. You just need anything to mark out the shape. I'm going to be using Prozade for this. I just left it in a bottle with a cap off to thicken, and you can see it's quite thick here. Now, my suggestion is to wear some gloves or else you're going to get Prozade everywhere. If you don't have a spatula, take an old pair of tweezers or go to Dollarama, get a pair of tweezers and bend them. You can use that as a spatula to apply your adhesive with. If you've never worked with Prozade before, it's super easy. So I left it out so the air can get to it and it dries out the Prozade a bit, and in turn it thickens it at the same time. That way I can actually blend it onto my skin and mold it into shapes that I want. It's perfect for creating cuts and scars and all that kind of jazz. Now I am smoothing out the edges with water with a sponge. Make sure your sponge isn't too dense. The sponge needs to be a bit, fluffier. That way the water can actually seep through it and really blend out your edges. So that's just what I'm doing for these two little cuts above my brows. Then after I've smoothed out the edges of where I want it to actually blend into my skin, what I'm doing with this spatula that I made, because I don't know where mine is I'm just taking a cut right up the center of it, and that's actually going to be the slit. So I'm kind of doing it reversed, and then it makes it look like a cut. It's the easiest way to work with Prozade or any type of Halloween makeup. Don't even bother with latex and all that gunk and like tissue, whatever. Get a bottle of Prozade, throw it on a dish, let it dry a bit, and this is the easiest thing you could ever do. And it looks so realistic. Just a tip though, Prozade does shrink when you put it on your skin as it dries. So always make your cuts or slits a little bit larger than intended because it will clearly dry and shrink. Just a tip for me to use. So if you're wondering why your makeup always looks smaller, that is why. I'm just continuing this process all down my face on those little markers on either side, just drying all that Prozade and then smoothing it out with my wet soaked water sponge. And I thought I'd leave this clip in here because you guys, whenever I'm trying to film, this is honestly my life. Boy, he has to be on me at all times, and on my dad, like he's crazy. Even when there's adhesives and paints and everything, he's a wild one, that guy. Anyway, so I'm just continuing that, and as you can see, my forehead bits are clearing up a little bit because it dries clear and they're kind of shrinking, so you can kind of see the drying process. This does take a little bit to dry, so make sure you're factoring that in, when you're getting ready, but you can always hit it with a blow dryer on cool. Don't do it on warm. Make sure you do it on cool. Anyway, just blending out the edges with a water soaked sponge, continuing that. Now you can see why, put some gloves on because it's going to save you a lot of removal of the Prozade on your hands. I also popped in a pair of green contacts. They're just like on the perimeter of my eyes. I am going to fill in my brows with the micro pencil by NYX in black, which I always do, but I'm arching my brows a bit and they're a little bit thinner as well. Then I'm going in with the Urban Decay Freebase Primer Potion just to, clean up my brow a little bit. And you guys, this Aqua Black Gel Liner by Makeup Forever, I've had this for so long and I never used it, and I've been using it lately. Just watch how this blends out. Like literally there's nothing on my eyelid where I'm blending this right now except for that, that Freebase by Urban Decay, but that's only my brow bone. I don't even understand. It's just revolutionary. I hope they still sell it because look, it's so black. Anyway, I'm applying this all around my eyeball and just blending it out with the exact same brush that I'm applying it with. It's so smoky and so beautiful. Oh my god, I'm in love with it. I've also been obsessed with the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. It's really the only palette that I use. I used to love the Lorac Pro, but then I left it in LA once. Anyway, so I've been using Naturally Pretty, so I just set the black with the black. Now I'm using a Pigment by MAC, which I've literally had since I've been like 16 years old, and I thought maybe I should use this. It's just a beautiful like magenta, almost red tone, so I'm buffing that all around my eyeball and I'm kind of smoking it out. I am going to be applying a foundation in just a minute right here. Total Control Drop by NYX. I am using number 2, which is quite light and quite yellow. I do typically use number 3 on a daily basis. Anyway, I applied the red, but I'm going over it with the foundation. I just wanted a marker for it. Anyway, applying the foundation all over, applying a little bit on my neck as well. Not too much though, and I'm kind of being very gentle around where the Prosade is because you can see it's still not completely dry on my left hand side there, but I am just moving forward. So I'm setting this all with a Kat Von D translucent powder and then back in with that Pigment by MAC. I'm just blending that out and smoking it out and just making it look a little bit creepier. And my contour shade, which I use every single day, it's Tranquil by Sephora Collection. No, they don't sell it. I'm sorry. I'll try and find something similar. So this is a color cream by Makeup Forever, and thank you so much Makeup Forever for sending this to me because it's so nice. It's a beautiful deep red tone, so I'm filling in the slits with this just to give it a little bit of depth, and I'm making sure to apply it on the little flaps of skin that would be opened from the cut as well. And then I'm putting Kat Von D's Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in, what is this? Exorcism. I'm putting that on the perimeter of my lips, and then I'm using the NYX Liquid Suede in Kitten Heels just to give it a little bit of an ombre. I'm going to be applying some blood on my mouth in a little bit as well, so I just wanted a dual tone just to kind of mimic my eye as well, just so it's not completely flat. I'm popping on a little bit of mascara, nothing too crazy, and the lashes I'm going to be using are by J-Lash, and I've had a ton of questions about where I buy my lashes lately. So as I'm just deepening up these little like triangular shapes on my eyes, I'm going to talk about the lashes. So I get them from Urban Planet, which I don't know if you guys have it in America, but we have it in Canada, and it's this cheap little store, like cheaper than like Forever 21, and they have a stand of $5 lashes, and that's where I buy my lashes. And I think I show a clip of them in a little bit, but that's the lashes. They're $5. They're amazing. So with the Makeup Forever gel liner and my Pigment from MAC, I'm just buffing out, those little triangles above my head to just give it a more clown look. This is very like Pennywise inspired, like I said. I am adding a highlight because I can't live without a highlight. Here's the lashes. So there they are. So if you have an Urban Planet, go check it out. I love them. It's where I always get them. Now this, I don't know what this is, but it's some sort of fluff, and it kind of looks like capillary veins, and I just think that it adds a little bit of, dimension and depth to any look. So I'm just popping this all around my face just to give me a little, texture to my skin, so I'm not so like porcelain and perfect and flat. Then I'm going to be using the FX blood. This is Cinema Secret stuff, and I'm popping that everywhere in my cuts, just to give it some depth and some shine and, make it bloody and gory because it is a little slit, right? I'll be honest, typically I would have used a scab blood before this blood, but I couldn't find it, so I just built this guy up, and it seemed good. And I also thought that they'd probably be dripping from my mouth if this was cut, so just to give it a little realistic flair there, which kind of makes it look like a vampire. I also sprayed some of this Graftobian red spray in my hair just because Pennywise was a redhead, so I just want a little ode to him. And that's literally the look. I also flick some blood on my face just to give me a little bit more texture. This is the easiest thing ever, so boom, done.